Most people don't get a vasectomy until they've shot out a few kids. But unlike other people, I had my balls snipped in the first grade, before I had any chance to even shoot out any kids. Okay, maybe that's not completely true, but I was circumcised that year. I'm telling you this for two reasons. One, I just like talking about my cock. And two, due to this surgery, I was out of school for an entire week. But the week that I was out doesn't really matter. The week that is important though, is the week that I went back. I'm going to refer to this week as the week of bliss. This week was so blissful because I did one thing and one thing only. For around 7 hours a day, 5 days in a row, I played Coolmath games. This was every kid's dream. Not only did I get to play video games all day in school, I was also able to make my fellow first graders jealous without even doing anything. Before and after this week, whenever me and my classmates had free time and access to a computer, of course, we'd immediately go to Coolmath. There was even a short time where after school, I'd go to the library and play Coolmath on one of those computers. I'd always find myself lost in this flash game heaven, playing the Papa cooking games, the run games. Only 1 and 2 though, cause run 3 is a fucking shit show. There was this one game with this purple ball with suction like vines that I'd always almost beat and then get stuck on the last few levels. Then there's the infamous Fireboy and Water Girl, which almost got me into so many fights because I'd always shit on how the other person couldn't solve the puzzles. This wonder website built my love for video games, as it probably did for most people of my generation. Now I'm 17, and if I were to ask any of you watching that are between the ages of 15 and 17, you'd probably say that all your free time in class was spent doing the same thing I was doing. But Coolmath's time in the flash game spotlight has somewhat diminished. We were the last generation to truly experience this phenomenal site. Coolmath hasn't been taken down or anything, but when asking the next generation, made of kids around 10 and 14, the majority of them haven't even heard of it, let alone played it. Yo, this shit makes me sound like I'm trying to groom kids into playing video games. I promise you that I'm not, and I had permission from their older siblings and or their parents. I think most kids now don't play games on the computer because they don't really have to. From what I've seen, most elementary school kids are allowed to bring and use their phones while at school. Back when I was in elementary school, my mom refused to let me bring my phone. Jesus, I sound like an old fuck. Do I have gray hairs? And the one time I did bring it to try and show off to the peasants that were my classmates, it ended up getting stolen. I'm not even joking. Somebody really took my dumbass sliding phone. But back to the main topic at hand here. As I stated earlier, elementary school kids can bring their phones now. And with the level of technology in these expensive pieces of shit, there's no wonder they don't play Coolmath games. They can play fucking Fortnite on their phones. Why the fuck would they want to build a virtual pizza? They're showing off their mobile 180 skills, bro. They don't care about Papa. And it's not just Fortnite. There's a wide array of mobile games that are extremely close to real games. With a catalog like that, I probably wouldn't play any Flash games either. Along with the excess amount of them, these mobile games are just more well made than the majority of the games on Coolmath now. When you go to the website, 6 of the top 10 games are things that came out when I was still in elementary school. These 6 games are amazing and bring back an incredible sense of nostalgia, but you would think after 7 years they'd make even better ones. But as far as the opinions of the users go, it hasn't. I played one of the Papa's games a few years back and they improved it, you know? The only real thing they added was the option to customize your character though. And this addition to the game just wasn't enough to grip me by the balls and never let me go like it did when I was in elementary school. At this point in the website's lifespan, I think the only people keeping it alive are the people of my generation who go back and play it to remember simpler times. But eventually those few remaining people will stop returning. And when I say a few, I don't mean a few thousand or even a few 100,000. This site still has over 10 million users monthly, but that number is dropping. And then what's left for Coolmath? It'll become one of the many graveyard sites, joining the likes of MySpace, 4chan, and that one site where you can make your own animations or make your own simplistic game that other people can play. I can't remember the name of it, but it was very popular back in its day. And it's sad to remember a website only for its qualities and not for its name. Hopefully, Coolmath just never reaches this point. But I'm gonna take the first steps in keeping this site active. I will complete Papa's Pizzeria right here, right now, for the first time ever, for you guys and hopefully for the future generation. Okay, so I've been playing this game for like 3 hours now, and I'm only on level 4. No, I'm not doing this. I understand why the fuck Coolmath is dying now. Please let it die. Get the fuck off my screen. Get the fuck off my screen. Get the fuck off my screen. Get the fuck off my screen.